Let's go do some groceries, guys. On our way to PAK N SAVE supermarket. Buy some groceries.
A very tall man. According to Google, he's taller than 999 people out of 1,000. He's the tallest in his family and secretly the tallest person at Star and Shine TV. His radio show has stories. Not all tall. He plays short songs. He chats with people, one of whom was taller, and that was Pastor Ben Sherry from Auckland City Point Church. Gary hopes that Ben never gets a job in radio, otherwise the show will need a name change. But for the moment, it's still Gary Hoopley, a very tall man, weekdays from 3 on Star.
Have you ever eaten instant mashed potatoes? They're rather gross. Quick, convenient, and simple to make, yes, but rather gross. We live in such an instant society these days. We have instant communication with people. We have drive-through coffee, food, and even banking. We have live news. There are so many things that we can do immediately. We're so used to this fast-paced instant life that we've become quite impatient people in general. I found that even though we're used to things happening instantly in our daily lives, there are still recurring times when we have to wait on God's timing for things to happen. God's perfect plan for our lives very rarely works in and alongside the timetables that we have in mind. Maybe next time I'm in a hurry for things to happen according to my diary and my timing, I should remember that instant is not always good, just like the mashed potatoes. For more, go to FionaCarris.com.
And back with Debbie Olsen for more gardening matters. You're talking about barbecue areas. Well, often we also, in our garden, it's nice to have seating areas as well, garden seats sprinkled around the garden.
Oh, absolutely. You know, in my younger days, Peter, I always thought, garden seating, well, that's in the raised garden area, you don't need it anywhere else. And as I've aged and matured by quite a few years, I've come to realise that having seats in all sorts of different places in the garden, actually, it's not just for aesthetics. It's nice to be able to take a break and sit down. And also, when you're working in the garden, it's much more comfortable to sit on something as it is to go down onto the ground and then think, and then after an hour go, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to get up again? These things come to us as we age, and I'd like to live in denial a bit longer, but it's not working for me practically. So I've come to tuck little seats, and sometimes those seats are not a chair as such. It can be an upturned pot. It can be, which of course you can use as a little coffee table type thing for putting things on anyway in the garden. It can be cut logs. It can be just about anything. If you want to make it a focal point, then add a pop of colour to a seat. So it might just be an old garden chair, an old outdoor chair that's not in as good a nick as it used to be, so you've replaced it with something else for your patio. But tuck it somewhere else in the garden where it becomes, under a tree somewhere, so it's a shady spot where you can sit when it's getting too hot. And potter around, put it where you're going to be doing your potting up. Those sort of things. I have a little low stool that I use now a lot of times when I'm weeding, so that I can actually, it's got a handle, so I can just pick it up and take it with me, or you can use, my mum always had one with a box, and got my dad to put a little handle on it, so she just pick it up and take with her and plonk down, because it's so much easier to do it from a semi-seated position than it is to actually get down on your knees, use a needle, trying to figure out how to stand up again, and that you can reach quite well from those, and it makes things a lot more comfortable. And then I find myself staying out in the garden that little bit longer, and I get more achieved, and I'm not so sore at the end of it. So it becomes a much more pleasant pastime than going, oh, it's all that work I've got to do, and oh my goodness, I'm going to be so sore tomorrow. So make it a bit more fun. Don't be scared to have a cushion or two. You know, if you're having garden seating, a nice bright coloured cushion that you can toss on the chair makes it more comfortable to sit in. It makes it more aesthetically pleasing, and you can add those pops of colour into your garden. And there's a whole range of outdoor cushions and stuff you can get these days that are really good hardy fabrics, beautiful patterns on them, bright colours. Have a bit of fun with it. If it's an old outdoor chair and you know it's weathered and you think, oh no, clean it up, give it a lick of paint and put a nice colour on it. You know, go to something that's going to really pop. If you want it to disappear so that it's not so obvious you've got it there to take a break on, then paint it a dark greeny black. It will blend right in. If you want to make it something that really sticks out, then go for a real accent colour, whether it's bright red or bright yellow or a shocking pink or purple or a clean white. Whatever it is, have a bit of fun with it. You know, being out in the garden is something that's supposed to lift our whole state of mind and sense being, something that makes us relax and get back in tune with things. And the way everything is going so far this year, we all need that. We can step outside going, the huge sigh of relief, it's all good. My world will right itself, and I can be out in the sunshine and enjoy it without coming in being really sore because I've worked too hard in the garden. So make that garden seating something that you can enjoy at different places in the garden, whether it be just to take a load off or just to take your cup of coffee and just take that big sigh and put your world back to rights. It works absolutely wonders. So yeah, garden seats absolutely everywhere as far as I'm concerned now.
Now, Debbie Olsen, she'll be back shortly for segment 3 of Gardening Matters. And when we think planting in the garden, we often think, you know, sunny areas, but some things, veggie plants, they can handle shade. Debbie Olsen looking at that coming up in a couple of minutes' time as Gardening Matters continues. This is Star Talk. By their work, not actually standing by it. You actually want them to blink. Visit callbyroof.co.nz.
Auckland, 89.4 FM. Getting your weekend started. It's Saturday morning with Jack Tane on News Talk ZB.
Oh, thank you for your messages this morning, Jack. Getting the vaccine's a bit like paying tax, says John T. Most people probably would rather not get a needle stuck in their arm, but we realise the whole country will be a better place if we all do it. That's why I agree with you on that.
There's a lot of people in the supermarket at the moment.
Minded, isn't it? And that's the kind of feeling I had when I got my vaccinations, and I've had both of my shots now. I sort of felt like I was contributing to a greater good. I felt a bit like I feel on
This is
election day when I
our
go
supermarket here in Auckland, New Zealand.
Jack, I got double. I didn't get double
PAK N
vaccinated
SAVE.
because I wanted or expected some sort of reward. I did it because I know how important it is for us as a nation. So if today's big push with prizes and food, etc., does help to get a few more people off their butts, then great. And I will be cheering from the bleachers, grateful that I have already crossed the finish line for this race. Yeah, I guess we've all sort of somewhat crossed the finish line, those of us who have had both of our shots. But I don't think New Zealand will cross a finish line and we'll be able to go back to life as normal until we manage to bump up those vaccination rates. But thank you for those messages. Andrew Saville is with us this morning. Happy Super Saturday, Sav.
Same to you, Jack. Yes, I like one of those correspondents there. I have a photo.
Gonna suit up, put on my mask. Need gloves.
Yeah.
Wait. Got some gloves here. Put on some gloves. Then we'll do some shopping, guys. Do some grocery. That's PAK N SAVE. It's the warehouse. So this is the town center here. It's called Ormiston Town Center. That's the sign in Stop the Virus COVID. Supermarket. A lot of specials here, guys. Some bacon. Some cheese. The fresh produce. Expensive.
Yes.
Fruits.
Let's get grapes. Carrots.
Carrots, yes, definitely. Some apples. Some here. See, $1.99 for apple. It's per kilo. Okay guys, I'm just gonna do some shopping. Okay, see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.